Hey, welcome back everyone. This is Uncle Frank, and I am not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Oh yeah, it's time to pull out this screener again. You could see on the top of your screen everything closed red Friday. S&P 500, Dow, NASDAQ, Russell, crude oil, gold, right? I'm watching out for any bull trap rally ahead of Wednesday's CPI and rate decision from the Fed meeting. But forget that shit. Let's screen for the most shorted stocks on the New York. Stock price greater than $1. Average 3-month volume in excess of 200,000, and the exchange is set for the New York. I see 1,633 results. Let's check the top 25, yo. And there's your results. Top 25 most shorted stocks on the New York Stock Exchange. Coming in at number 12, GameStop. Number 13, Cinemark Holdings. Number 17, Carvana. Number 18, Fubo TV. And bringing up the rear, number 24, AMC Entertainment. I don't know about you, but I'm getting excited. Triple Witching is Friday, June 21st. That's also Roaring Kitty's expiration date. You keep telling yourself this all means nothing. Oh yeah, we're putting this shit on the calendar. Not investment advice or advisor, but Uncle Frank's prediction for the next 2 weeks, volatility. Shout out to the alligator in your theater, CSI, for reminding me. Finally, an update from DataLend. May 2024 securities lending revenue down 16% year over year to $895 million. The global securities finance industry generated $895 million in revenue for lenders in May 2024, according to DataLend, the market data service of fintech Equilend. The figure represents a 16% decrease from the $1.06 billion generated in May of 2023. A lot of money in loaning out your securities, isn't there? Global broker-to-broker activity, where broker-dealers lend and borrow securities from each other, totaled an additional $247 million in revenue in May, down 3% year over year. The top 5 earning securities in May were Lucid Group, Trump Media and Technology Group, Beyond Meat, Immunity Bio, and Enbridge. The 5 securities in total generated $75 million in revenue for the month. And don't think I will ever let any of you forget that in 2023, securities lenders made more money lending out AMC than any other stock in the world globally. And your CEO and CFO never mentioned it once. Don't worry, it's going to get mentioned in court real soon. And XRP in the spotlight as Russia confirms new BRICS payment system. Russian President Vladimir Putin has confirmed the plans to launch a payment system for BRICS with XRP in consideration as a currency. From the article, the BRICS group is considering a new payment scheme for cross-border settlement. XRP is reportedly under consideration in this payment scheme. The move, if confirmed, can trigger a massive rally of the coin. From last week in USA Today, Trump Media wants probe into stock manipulation, blames naked short sellers for losses. And then from this weekend, Donald Trump declared himself the crypto president at a San Francisco fundraiser. He criticized Democrats' efforts to regulate the crypto industry. His promise includes ending what he calls the Biden-Gensler crusade against crypto. I can see someone's fingerprints on these stories. And the hit pieces are flying over the past 24 hours. Fox Business, Roaring Kitty could not save GameStop as meme stock tanks. Yahoo Finance, GameStop stock plunges as Roaring Kitty reappears. Company plans big stock sale. No mention of the potential of what they could do with that money, of course. Yahoo Finance, why I still think GameStop is a trap. And from CoinDesk, GameStop tumbles 40% as trading icon Roaring Kitty returns to live stream. Well, maybe you guys are right. Maybe this is all just a big shit sandwich. But I couldn't help but notice this kid was drinking beers and laughing while he was losing millions. What? Were there 17 stock halts that day? Keith's heart rate never seemed to exceed 70 beats per minute, in my opinion. How many times did he say, I've just got a feeling? But you decide for yourself. If it was my live stream, I would have halted it so I could sell my options or hedge. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, and I'm entertained. I will never tell you to buy, sell, or hold any stock or cryptocurrency. And from Business Insider on Friday, Keith Gill versus Gary Gensler. Is pumping GameStop on social media legal? If Congress hates what Gill is doing, they could make his life miserable, says lawyer Adam Ghana. Gee, I don't know. Is it legal to come on CNBC and put a 1-cent price target on AMC when it's being heavily shorted? Was it legal when GameStop's short interest exceeded 140%? How about coordinated shorting of a stock? Is that legal? Do we even investigate the oceans of fails to deliver on AMC? How about the misuse of dark pools, the LULD halt system, Goldman marking 60 million short trades as longs, but getting fined only 3 million? Any comment? How about the rampant spoofing and layering, the misuse of algos? Does anyone in the financial media want to have a conversation about any of this, or just Keith Gill sharing his position on GME? And what are the prime brokers saying? Pay attention, guys. You need to know this. A wall of money is headed for the stock market this summer and will drive equities to record highs, according to a recent note from Goldman Sachs' trading desk. A record $7.3 trillion in money market funds could soon be reinvested elsewhere, Goldman says. The bank's trading desk highlighted that bullish seasonals in July set the market up for future gains. Now, this part is for you long-short hedgies out there. Pay attention. Quote, the bar for being short equities right now is very high, given these upcoming flow and random market dynamics. Scott Rubner, a managing director at Goldman Sachs, highlighted in the note that a record $7.3 trillion is sitting in money market funds, and a large chunk of that is poised to flow into stocks. Quote, my hunch is that we will see some big money market outflows. That could especially be true if the Fed Reserve starts to cut interest rates, which is expected to happen at the September Federal Open Market Committee meeting based on Fed funds futures data. If the Fed cuts rates, then the cash yield on money market funds should drop from its current level of about 5%. That could be the catalyst for investors with high levels of cash to seek other investment alternatives. But Rubner said he thought a flood of cash was likely to hit the stock market at the start of July, as it represents the start of the third quarter and the start of the second half of the year. That time of the year typically coincides with passive equity models buying stocks. And yes, I know, before you say it, this is old data. The top chart shows the short interest on AMC as of May 15th, but that's not what I wanted you to see. The bottom chart shows short position change. That's right, Adam Aaron fanboys. And yes, tards, that's the rescue mission. Ape, Adam served to Wall Street. Now can you see it in a picture? They desperately needed a reset button, right? And Adam Aaron, Philip Lader of Morgan Stanley, and your CFO, Sean Goodman, delivered it to them on a silver platter you paid for. Hashtag today we pounce. There's no sin in being wrong, but if you still support them now, you're a sucker. Now, I say the 30-minute chart tells the story best for GME. Plus, you can see that ridiculous out-of-sequence crime candle perfectly. At the time of this recording, of course, this could change by Monday morning. We've got maximum pain at 29 and a put-call ratio of 0.6741. And the 30-minute view on AMC looks exactly the same, doesn't it? It shouldn't. They're in completely different sectors. Maybe they're being illegally targeted by consortiums shorting and manipulating the stock. At the time of this recording, I've got Max Payne at 450 and a put call ratio of 0.3039. Okay, guys, I don't do calendars just to show you what's going to be released and when. You could get that anywhere. My research centers on white and black swans. I'm looking for the perfect combination of events that will negatively impact our enemies, forcing the prime brokers to turn on their best clients, the hedgies. Would any of you argue that nothing we've tried has worked? They can cheat at will. DRSing our shares, suing them, phase 6, the CAT system, NSC, NSCC 010, whatever. I'm not saying I didn't root for these things to work, nor am I saying they're bad things in themselves. Okay, I think the CAT system has huge potential to help us. What I'm saying is the reemergence of Roaring Kitty is a minor white swan, and it did some heavy damage. Now, if you get a white or black swan on a day when our enemies are also facing a challenge from an unexpected hot or cold reading on a release, for example, that could be a deadly Credit Suisse-like blow to some or all of our enemies. Try to remember, these people are leveraged 50, 60, 70 to 1. If you look in their overseas accounts, they might be leveraged 500 to 1. You don't know. But here's the thing. They can't afford to have 2, 3, 4 events go against them at the same time. That's what creates margin calls. Okay? That's when the prime broker calls the hedge fund and says, look, come up with cash, right? Or we've got to reorganize this portfolio. So let's start with the calendar. Tuesday, June 11th, the FOMC meeting begins. Wednesday, June 12th. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we get CPI. Let's talk about that. Before the bell on Wednesday, the market gets the May CPI figures. Economists forecast a 0.3% month-over-month increase in the core inflation rate and a drop in the annual rate to 3.5% from 3.6%. Now, a significantly hotter or cooler number could see some volatile repositioning, especially in the bond market, ahead of the afternoon Fed rate decision, right? Because at 2 p.m., they're going to release the minutes of the Fed's May FOMC meeting. And then we're getting the rate decision. So this could be a hairy day. Thursday, June 13th, 8:30 a.m., producer price index. Then we move into next week. Tuesday, June 18th, 8:30 a.m., U.S. retail sales. I think it's going to be important after that hot employment number we got, right? Then Thursday, June 20th, 8:30 a.m., initial jobless claims. Same thing. The last thing we saw was that Friday employment report. Then Friday, June 21st. This is a hell of a time window the next 2 weeks. 9:45 a.m., S&P Services and Manufacturing PMI. Roaring Kitty's options expire. And the cherry on the Sunday. It's triple witching expiration day. Guys, the next 2 weeks, this is one hell of a time window. If we get a swan in here, even multiple swans, just imagine between CPI and the rate decision, if, suddenly there's a release from Ryan Cohen on GME, right? You never know. You never know. It's going to be a combination of events that are going to give us victory on this trade. Not financial advice or advisor. It's just my opinion. All right, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I will never tell you to buy, sell, or hold any securities or crypto. I'm just sharing my portfolio with you. This is the weekly chart on the VIX. Uncle Frank is long volatility. I'm long the 13.5 calls expiring June 18th. Of course, I am long AMC and GME. I got rug pulled on SP, PP, but I'm still holding that one. I think platinum and palladium could spike, especially in this geopolitical atmosphere. I'm long Archer Aviation, ACHR. I think my average cost is about $320. I think that I'm not big on electric cars, but I think that flying electric contraption is a hell of a product, and they've just had some really good news recently. So I'm sticking with Archer. And of course, my monthly payers, GUT, GUT, and PSEC, Prospect Capital. Whenever GUT gets under 6, I try to nibble at it because I get that dividend yield over 10. Plus, that thing pays monthly instead of quarterly. I like those monthly dividends coming in. That's where I stand. See you at the bell, baby. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.